Again, in this video, I'm going to show you how to find the cumulative distribution function. And this is a probability density function of a continuous random variable x here, right? So I show you extra video so that you have more examples in understanding the cumulative distribution, finding the cumulative distribution function, right? To finding the cumulative distribution function, you have to using this formula, right? It's defined to be probability of x less or equal x. It's the same, right? Equivalent. So you can using this formula, right? Negative infinity up to x of fx dx, right? So this is just formula, but you must know the pattern, right? How to construct. Okay, at first, usually I will guide student by using a number line, right? A number line. So then I take all the random variable here, okay, and the value here they have -2. So I just put -2, and you see you have 0, then you put 0, right? And you have 2, and you put 2. All right. So after you have all the value, then you can see that there are actually 4 small interval here, 4 interval, right? 4 interval. So the first now go for the second interval, the third interval, and the fourth interval, right? Okay. And this is where x less than 0, right? You look at this, x less than, less than -2, -2, right? Before -2, right? Before -2. And after you after you passing through the -2, immediately you put an equal, right? You put an equal. So, but before passing through 0, you put less than 0. And after that, you passing through the second interval, right? Passing through 0, then you put an equal for 0, okay? So then you less than 2, right? After that, you're passing through 2, means then 2 and beyond, right? More than 2. So means that x greater or equal to, right? So it is for guidance, right? So you have 4 interval. So for each interval, you has its own probability density function. Definitely for the first one, x less than -2. There is only -2 and 0, right? Only this interval you have function, and this interval you have a function. Otherwise, for the first and the last one, you have 0, right? Your probability density function is 0. So it means that your probability density function for here is 0, and for this one, you will have 3/16, right? 3/16, x plus 2 to the power of 2. And for this one, we have 3/16, x minus 2 to the power of 2. And for this, your fx will be 0, right? All this is your fx. So identify all this first. It's for guidance, right? So now you have all this guideline. Now you want to find the cumulative, right? Start with the first interval, right? Start with the first interval. So start with the first interval, which is belong to interval x less than -2, right? Okay, now I'm starting using that formula. So your cumulative function at this interval will be using that formula, -infinity up to x. Alright, then what is the probability density, the small fx for this interval? So you look at this interval here, you have fx to be 0, right? 0 dx. So definitely you are getting a 0, right? There are no probability collected, okay? There are no probability before -2. So now go for the second interval, alright? Go for the second interval. And the second interval will belong to the interval. I put a tick, okay, before that, I put a tick. Why I put a tick? Sebab sudah selesaikan bahagian pertama, right? Interval pertama, sudah already done with the first interval. Now go for the second interval, right? So I have to tick with this first interval. So now, -2, x before 0, right? Before 0. So what is the cumulative, right? What is your cumulative function for this interval? So you have to start all over again. Now I have already ticked, sudah tick. Tick means that I can write from -infinity, not up to x, not up to, but now it's already done, right? So I can write up to -2. -2. I have done with this interval. I will collect the probability. Okay, now start from -2 again. Now in the second interval, we are just at the second interval, right? So we put a start with -2, right? -2. So passing through -2, and later on start with -2, right? -2 up to x, right? up to x, because now we are just at second interval, not done yet. Okay, not done yet. That's why we put x. So then during this interval, your function will be 3 over 16 x plus 2 to the power of 2 dx. Slowly, then you know that if you're integrating this, you are getting 0, right? Or you can just take the value before, right? It's 0. So plus with the current one, you have to do some integration here. So you have 3 over 16, right? Integrate x plus 2 square. Okay, basic integration formula. So you have to x plus 2 power of 3. This is linear. You have to divide by 3, multiply by 1, right? In front of x is 1, okay? So now the 3 and this 3 cancel off, right? Cancel off. So which is from negative 2 up to x, right? Negative 2 up to x. So I'm going to rewrite here so that it's not so messy. So for the second interval, your cumulative function will be 0 plus 1 over 16. 1 over 16 for x plus 2 to the power of 3 over with, not over, so it's from 1 because already cancel out the 3, right? So it's from negative 2 up to x. Okay, now we evaluate this. So substitute the x, you will get back the same thing, alright? You will get x plus 2 to the power of 3 minus with, if you substitute negative 2 inside here, negative 2 plus 2, you are definitely getting 0, right? 0. So it means finally you have x plus 2 to the power of 3 over with 16. So it means that for the second interval, for negative 2, x less than 0, so your cumulative distribution function at this interval will be x plus 2 to the power of 3 over with 16. Okay, now done. Alright, after I done with the second interval, I put a tick. I put a tick here. So to have systematic working, now I go for the third interval, right? I go for the third interval. So for the third interval is 0 up to 2. 0 up to 2. So let's find the cumulative. So your fx, start all over again, right? But you see, while you're going for the third interval, actually this is, you already put a tick, right? Tick. So the meaning here I want to tell you is, easy for me to tell you is, you can integrate the first interval, negative infinity up to negative 2, 0 dy, right? Because the fx is 0 now. Dx, right? So dx and plus with, from negative 2, now I have already put a tick. Sudah, sebab dia sudah selesai, already done. I go for the third interval already, so I can integrate from negative 2 up to 0. Negative 2 up to 0, during this time is 3 over 16. 3 over 16, x plus 2 to the power of 2 dx. Alright, now go for the third one. Now I never put tick for this one because now we are at third interval. So we should integrate from 0, but not 2, right? Not 2. We should end at x because we not yet go to 4, right? So up to x only. So during this time, what is your function? Your function, right? Your fx is 3 over 16 x minus 2 to the power of 2 dx, right? So, okay, you have 3 integral. So look at the first 2 integral, right? Look at the first 2 integral. It's end with the number 0, right? This is to tell us that we have already kumpul or accumulate, okay, the probability up to 0 plus with the current one. So integrating this, you have 3 over 16. Go slowly with the integration. So x minus 2, right? X minus 2 to the power of 2, you add by 1, power of 3 divided by 3, right? So the coefficient for x is 1, right? So you multiply with 1, it's the same. So it's from 0 up to x. Okay, what is the value for this, right? So you have to take the value, you have to substitute this value to the function before the third interval, which is the second interval, the cumulative function. So very simple. Okay, there is another way. If you want to do integration, you can do integration and you do integrate this one, evaluate this one, but it's waste a lot of time, right? Because you have to do this, okay? So you just substitute only 0. If you substitute 0, hello, if you substitute 0, it will become 0 plus 2. It's 2 power of 3. 2 power of 3 is what? 8, right? 8 over 16 plus with the current one. So this is already cancelled out, 1 over 16, right? Then the x, okay, it remain the same. You have x minus 2 to the power of 3, right? Minus weight. Can you see the 0 here? Right, 0. You substitute the 0 here. You substitute the 0 here. 0. So you substitute 0, negative 2 to the power of 3. Negative 2 to the power of 3 is actually negative 8, right? Negative 8. So slowly constructing 8 over 16 plus with 1 over 16 x minus 2 to the power of 3. Okay, negative, negative, positive. Negative, negative, positive. Positive 8 over 16, right? 8 over 16. So later on, 8 over 16 is 1 over 2, right? 1 over 2. This is also 1 over 2. 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 is 1, right? It's 1 plus with 1 over 16 x minus 2 to the power of 3. Finally, I have get the function, the cumulative distribution for the third interval. Alright, means for the third interval, right? For the third interval, so I know I have enough space here. So the third interval, this is your function. Alright, your cumulative function, your capital letter fx. Okay, now we go for the fourth interval, right? Fourth interval. Before we go for the fourth interval, ingat letak tick. So that you remember. So the fourth interval will be after, right? After 2. So okay, I draw a line here. So then you see carefully the pattern here. It start all over again. Add up from the start, 1 from negative infinity up to negative 2, right? Negative infinity up to negative 2, and 0 dx plus with start from negative 2 up to 0, because already tick kan. So it's up to 0. This time is 3 over 16 x plus 2 to the power of 2 dx. Okay, plus again, start from 0 up to 2. Bukan up to x sudah, because why? Already done, right? Third interval, because now we add 4 interval, the fourth interval, so 0 up to 2. So during this time is 3 over 16 x minus 2 to the power of 2 dx, right? X to the power of 2 dx. Okay, again, add with the last one. The last one will be 0 up to 2, and 2. We add the 4 interval, we never tick, right? It's from 2 must end with x. End with x. So during this time, your fx is 0, right? 0 dx. So, apa berlaku kepada 3 yang depan ni, right? This one, all this, right? All this thing here. So, you see, you accumulate up to the 2 here. So, I should write this to be a big F2 plus with the current one, yang terkini. So, this one 0, definitely you're getting 0, right? So what to do with these 2 here? What to do with these 2 here? I substitute this into the function, the cumulative function that I found during the third interval. Remember that? So it will be easier. So that if I substitute here, you try to observe something lah. So 2, substitute 2 here. 1 plus 2. 2 minus 2 dapat apa? 2 tolak 2 dapat apa? Dapat kosongkan. Akhirnya dapat 1. This is called berjaya. Okay. Success. Okay. Yay. Alright. If you never get 1, ooh. Alright. So make sure you're getting 1. So now I have do the long process here. Okay, this is the best process to finding the cumulative. So, and I'm going to summary it. Alright, your cumulative distribution function, your capital letter fx is capital letter fx because this is a cumulative Cumulative probability density is different, okay? So it will be start with 0 before x less than -2, before less -2, and for the second interval, right, means that between -2 x less than 0, your function, your cumulative function, I summarize here, okay, I summarize all the cumulative function here. So it will be x plus 2 to the power of 3 over with 16, right? Followed by the next interval will be 0, but before 2, right? Before 2, so this one, the third interval. So what is the cumulative function? Cari ini. Alright, so it will be 1 plus 1 over 16 x minus 2 to the power of 3, right? And must be n with 1, okay? This is the rule, this is the pattern, okay, of cumulative function. So it will be x greater or equal to 9. I have summarized my answer, okay? When they're asking you to find the cumulative distributive function, you have to summarize it in this form, right? Okay, let's see how to using this in finding the probability and median. But in this video, I just want to focus on how to using this cumulative in finding median, first quartile and third quartile, right? Alright, how to using the cumulative distribution function in finding the median, first quartile and third quartile. Alright, I'm not talking about using this, alright? This is a probability density function, okay? Into finding the median, first quartile and third quartile, the cumulative distributive function will be easier, alright? Okay, the technique will be, if you want to find the first quartile, your median, alright, and your third quartile, remember, you always write in this way, okay? Your FQ1 is 104, 104. First quartile is 25%, right? 104. So for the median, we usually using the small letter m, 102, and for the third quartile will be 75%, right? Which is 3/4. Right? I will show you one by one how to find the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile here. So to find the first quartile, very easy. Always look at the value up. Okay, all this value here, right? All this value here. So you just substitute this into the function if there is a function. But now it's 0. Definitely here will be 0, right? 0. If you substitute 0 here, right? You will substitute 0 here. What you are getting, right? 0. What you are getting? You are getting 2 power 3, which is 8/16. Which is 1/2, right? 1/2. And when you substitute the 2 here, 2 minus 2, you're getting 0. So you're getting 1, right? 1. And here is also definitely will be 1. So there are 4 important value here, right? Which is 1/2, 0, 1/2, and 1. And this is 1. So how to find the first quartile, right? How to find the first quartile? Definitely, the first quartile is in the second interval. Why? Because 1/2 is greater than 0.25. This is 0.25, right? 0.25. As long as this value, the first, we start from above. We start from above. 0 definitely no. Okay, these 2 interval definitely will not be the interval where this 3 value is inside. Okay, it's either these 2 only, right? So these 2, so 1/2 and 1. So look at this 0.25. 1/2 is greater than 0.25. It's the first value that more than 0.25. So the first quartile will be inside here, right? So you substitute the Q1 into this. Okay, so you have Q1 plus 2 to the power of 3 divided by 16 equals to 1/4. That's the way. Later on, Q1 plus 2 power of 3 is equals to 1/4 times 16, you have 4, right? So your Q1 plus 2, the cube root will be 4 to the cube both sides, right? Cube root both sides. So you have your Q1 will be cube root of 4 minus with 2. Then you will get your first quartile, right? Let's see. Which will be negative in 3 significant figure, it will be 0.413. Alright, this is the first quartile. Means that you see the value will be in between here, in between here, right? In between here. So the negative 0.413 is in between here. So how about median, right? How about median? For this case, very special. The median, because when you substitute the 0, into here, you're getting 1/2, right? 1 over 2. When you substitute 0 here into here, you also were getting 1 over 2, alright? So means that the median will be 0, okay? From here, very easy. You know that the median will be, because it's a boundary value, because you substitute the 0, immediately you get the 1 over 2, right? 1 over 2, right? So, okay, you just write that Fm to be 1 over 2. Definitely your median here, you don't need to do anything for this case, because you substitute the 0, you're getting the median immediately, right? You're getting 1 over 2 immediately. So mean that this value must be the median. So m equals to 0. Means that the median is 0. Alright? How about the third quartile, right? How about the third quartile? Alright, how to find the third quartile? Very simple. Okay, we have done with this, right? We have done with this. Now we go how to find the third quartile. It's 304. 304 is 0.75. The value very important. Okay, just now we know that this is 0. When you substitute 0 here, you're getting 1 over 2. Right? This is 1, this is 1. Okay, the first and the last one will not be the interval where the median, the first quartile, third quartile lies. Okay, you just don't consider this. Okay, you just consider these two, the one that in between. So now you see 1 over 2 and 1, right? 1 over 2 is 0.5, right? 0.5. 0.5 not greater than 0.75. Okay, very important. Now I'm talking about something very important. So 0.5 is not greater than 0.75. It's not greater. So no, the third quartile will not be here. But this 1 is greater than 0.75, right? Greater than 0.75. So it means that the third quartile must be inside here. The third quartile must be in between 0 and 2. That's something that you must note down, right? You must note down. So now, okay, you know that the third quartile is in this interval, so immediately you substitute the Q3 into here, right? FQ3. So you substitute, you have 1 over 16. Q3 minus 2 to the power of 3 equals to 0.75, right? Because you want the value that accumulate to be 0.75, right? So then you have 1 over 16, Q3 minus 2, right? Minus 2 to the power of 3 equals to 0.75 minus with 1. So you have negative 0.25, right? Negative 0.25. So you have Q3 minus 2 to the power of 3 is equals to negative 0.25, right? So this one minus 1, negative 0.25. Then the 16 go over there, multiply with 16. So let's calculate the value. Okay, I'm getting negative 4, right? Negative 4. So means that Q3 minus 2 to the power of 3 is negative 4. And cube root of negative, okay? Cube root of negative. So means that negative 4 to the power of 1 over 3, right? Later on, your third quartile will be negative 4 to the power of 1 over 3 plus with 2. Okay, let's see what's the value, right? Okay, I'm getting in 3 significant figure, your Q3 is 0.413, right? And this value must be in between 0 and 2. Yes, it's exactly, right? It's exactly, it means that the Q3, the third quartile is between 0 and 2. So this is the value for the third quartile. Alright, I've already teach you, hope you have get some idea about how to finding the, first you must know how to finding the cumulative distribution function. Later on, how to using the cumulative distribution function in finding the median, the third quartile, the first quartile. Alright, okay, I think that's all for this video. Hope you understand.